RITC Cybersecurity, empowering businesses with robust cybersecurity protection.
Welcome to the Cyber Reality Podcast from RITC Cybersecurity, small businesses partner in proactive cybersecurity. I am Mike Rotundo. Here with me, as always, co-host Mari Cherry, the brains behind the podcast, the wind beneath our wings, hope for the future. Today, we're going to unravel the mysteries of cybersecurity one bite at a time. We explore digital heists, hacker exploits, uncover online threats, and the strategies to stay ahead. Whether you're an IT pro, business owner, or just safeguarding your personal stuff, this is your guide to the cyber world. Today, we are going to go through some cybersecurity news and discuss what, Mari?
Cybersecurity program and audit prep.
Cool. Sounds like fun.
So much fun.
Yeah. All right. And we're also going to talk about AI. We have some AI news stories, right?
We have a few
Yeah.
AI news stories.
There's a lot of AI today as well, because
Yeah.
we're as excited and interested in AI as you guys are, and we're also a little bit afraid of it. So
A little bit afraid, but
So
that's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
It's our professional paranoia.
That's what we're calling it.
Yeah.
Okay. First one is
Okay.
from The Hacker News.
Okay.
Red Hat OpenShift AI flaw exposes hybrid cloud infrastructure to full takeover. Okay. Red Hat OpenShift AI flaw exposes hybrid cloud infrastructure to full takeover. A severe security flaw has been disclosed in the Red Hat OpenShift AI service that could allow attackers to escalate privileges and take control of the complete infrastructure under certain conditions.
Interesting.
Yeah, what's your initial thought?
Well, I mean, there's always going to be flaws. There was a long time the perception that Linux was bulletproof, but
Mm-hmm.
as it's kind of increased its footprint in the business industry, attackers are going for it because it's
Yeah.
fairly large. And the scary thing is that a lot of people that still don't understand that they will deploy Linux servers.
All right, so this is OpenShift AI is a platform for managing the life cycle of predictive and generative artificial intelligence models at scale and across hybrid cloud environments. So that seems useful.
Yeah, that's not where you want to flaw.
No.
No.
It also facilitates data acquisition and preparation, model training and fine-tuning, model serving and model monitoring, and hardware acceleration. What does all that mean?
So it's for fine-tuning the AI model, but hardware acceleration is a way of just making your hardware run better. Is the easiest way of saying it. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Just like someone working in the background
yeah,
24/7.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Yeah, that seems like it'd be useful.
yeah. I mean, if you
Uh,
want the textbook definition of hardware acceleration, then we'll get it for you.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
A low privileged attacker with access to an authenticated account, for example, as a data scientist using a standard Jupyter notebook, can escalate their privileges to a full cluster administrator, Red Hat said in an advisory earlier this week. Okay.
Yeah.
They can just do it. Like no problem. They can just
As long as they're authenticated, yeah. I mean, um, so that's the scary part. But then, we always talk about the lateral moves and hacks, right? You take
hmm
one user and you can. So this is a
Yeah.
basic user that can escalate themselves to root and cause massive damage. So
All right.
that takes me
So,
back actually to my certified penetration tester test, because you
uh-huh.
basically had to root two Linux servers with no information on them. You had to find them,
hmm
then you had to
Nice.
hack them, and then you had to root them. And it was definitely a skill definitely it was a lot of work, but it was once you got
hmm
that. I mean, that's basically is the precursor to what they're actually talking about here. This is what we did, but back then there was no flood exploit. We just had to figure it out.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
That sounds fun though. That sounds fun.
it was.
All right. So the last thing I have from this particular article says this allows for the complete compromise of the cluster's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. The attacker can steal sensitive data, disrupt all services, and take control of the underlying infrastructure, leading to a total breach of the platform and all applications hosted on it.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad. For those of you not sure, that would be bad.
Yeah. The yikes. That's a lot. They can just be
Yeah,
like, all right, I'm gonna take this. Thank
yeah.
you.
This is mine now.
All of it.
But I mean, that's your installation of AI, and that's your installation of,
Yeah.
that's your generative AI that now someone else has control of. And this goes back to some of the things that we learned last week at the ISACA conference, the auditor conference,
Hmm.
is that there's a lot of bots out there that are
Hmm.
basically polluting the internet. So AI's reliability is dropping like a stone because
Yeah.
AI is looking for the most common answer. Well, if you had a bunch of bots putting out garbage, that quality of answer drops to, it's from 90% from, unpolluted to 75. But you have the problem is that people put a lot of gospel in. They
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people just 100% believe everything that they get on there, and they have no idea how it works or where the
Yeah.
information is coming from, even.
Or how dangerous it is. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That does remind me of a movie, sorry. Duplicity. I think it's Michael Keaton.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know how each each clone is just
A little different.
a little bit off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what makes me think of. It's like the longer it goes and the less guardrails it has, it just
Yeah.
keeps getting a little and a little more wonky. Like
I
something's
think
just
I think
seems almost
eventually.
right.
Yeah, no, and I honestly think AI is only going to be useful when it's contained in a specific tool that doesn't do any
Hmm.
learning on the internet, that just literally learns on you and you alone with a base set of
Yeah.
knowledge that's created. But I think the problem is going to be that, how do we trust truth anymore? It's kind of like, AI is a free range AI on the internet is basically Wikipedia, which
It,
you know, might as well be Reddit or whatever. I mean, it's just,
hmm.
information's out there, but it's put together by people that may or may not
Sure.
have a particular agenda.
Right. Like it could be a lot of fun,
Oh
but
yeah. Yeah.
probably shouldn't
Yeah.
trust it.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Uh,
No.
that could be cool though. I wonder how we could get that. There'd be, it seems like to do that, to make sure everything is contained, you'd
Hmm.
have to have so many different like platforms, I guess, of AI,
Yeah.
because wouldn't it need to be like subject specific
Hmm.
for each one? So that's a
Well,
lot. I don't know how you'd.
well, that's like the tool that we're looking at, that does the AI on the app on the desktops that will allow us to tell us what's, how
Hmm.
compliant they are and what's wrong with them and that kind of stuff that we've been talking about for a while that we still need to pull the trigger on probably in January.
Probably.
Um, but it is written specifically to analyze computers and hardware. So that's all it does. It's all it does. It
Hmm.
doesn't do anything else. Don't ask it about a
Yep.
restaurant. Don't ask it to rewrite your
Right.
story.
It's not
All
gonna
it
have.
does is that specific function, and that's what they're going to have to do. But, my concern, one of my concerns,
Hmm.
is all the people out there that are in the medical field that are relying on AI. Because even probably 20 years ago, when my ex-wife was finishing up medical school, they were relying on their Palm Pilots and all this kind of data that was in their hands. And, it wasn't so much more that they memorized. It was all written in their own hand or in their
Hmm.
hand in their PDAs back then that, that's what doctors became reliant on. If they're going to be relying on AI and AI is polluted, then you got problems.
Yikes.
So,
Yeah. Yikes.
so
Well, that's really happy.
yeah, it's a great story to end on, I
It
think,
is
for
a
at least
great
a
story.
great way to end this story. Anyway, we got two more that are even more uplifting.
Yeah, just you wait. Yeah, so the next one is also from the Hacker News, 2025 Cybersecurity Reality Check. Yeah,
Nice.
okay. Breaches hidden, attack surfaces growing, and AI misperceptions rising. Okay, yeah, this one was kind of a bummer. Bitdefender's 2025 Cybersecurity Assessment Report paints a sobering picture of today's cyber defense landscape. Mounting pressure to remain silent after breaches, a gap between leadership and frontline teams, and a growing urgency to shrink the enterprise attack surface. So that last part sounds great.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But the other things, maybe not so much.
No,
Hidden breaches.
that's been a problem for a long time. I mean, I told you there was one company that I worked at when, the guy I worked for, was chief information officer. I was there as a consultant, and I found all these issues,
Hmm.
and or actually he was the CISO, and I was just there as a security consultant. I found all these issues that would have cost the company about $2 billion in bad bad firewalls and stuff that hadn't been patched and updated. And then, they
Hmm.
told me don't say a word. Well, I went and told the CIO, and I was walked out of the company the next day
They're like,
because they didn't want that exposed because of the politics, because it made them look bad. And it's like, well, sorry, but you
all
guys
right,
are
good
a
luck with that then.
cracked egg. I mean, you guys are, there's nothing there. Personal integrity takes place, but that has been happening. There's a lot of corporate pressure for that. It's been
Hmm.
happening for a long time.
Yikes. Yikes. Anyway, all right. The annual research combines insights from over 1,200 IT and security professionals across 6 countries, along with an analysis of 700,000 cyber incidents by Bitdefender Labs. The results have the results reveal hard truths about how organizations are grappling with threats in an increasingly complex environment. So yeah, this year's findings spotlight a disturbing trend. 58% of security professionals were told to keep a breach confidential, even when they believed disclosure was necessary.
Yeah,
That's a 38% jump since 2023, suggesting more organizations may be prioritizing optics over transparency.
100%.
AI looms large in the minds of defenders, but perceptions don't always align with on the ground reality. 67% believe AI driven attacks are increasing, 58% cite AI powered malware as their top concern. What do you think
I
about
don't
that?
think it's a top concern. I mean, it needs to be a concern, but I don't think it's the number one thing out
Not,
there.
not right now.
No, they got
Maybe
to
not
perfect
yet.
it. Yeah, they haven't perfected it yet, and that's really. But I mean, but AI phishing is a big
Hmm.
deal because you're using AI to write
Hmm.
email and that kind of stuff. But the malware, I don't. There's enough damage you can do without AI right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this goes on to say, yet the report shows that while AI-enhanced attacks are growing, fears may be outpacing actual prevalence. This gap
Yeah, I see that.
underscores the need for a balanced approach. Prepare for AI threats without losing sight of today's highlights. The need for a balanced approach. Prepare for AI threats without losing sight of prevalent adversary
Right.
tactics. Okay, so perhaps the most concerning is the misalignment between executives and operational teams.
Yep.
45% of C-level executives report being very confident in managing cyber risk.
Yep.
Only, this is really funny to me. I don't know why it's
It is funny.
only 19% of mid-level managers agree.
Yep. And then
It's
you go a step down to the engineers. They're like, we're screwed.
right. You should have had that in there, like a 0.5%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so yeah, that's
The C-level execs have to be like that because that's how they keep their jobs, right? I mean, because
sure.
you got board members going, all right, what's going on? Oh, everything's great, everything's fine, and that's why that stuff's buried. And honestly, I mean, no one wants to
That's
admit their weakness, right?
that seems
So
like a big gamble, though.
it's
That
a
could
huge
be,
gamble. You're going to get caught. Karma's going to get you eventually. It really
yeah,
is.
yeah. So maybe,
Maybe put on your big boy pants or your big girl pants and
yeah, maybe don't do that.
yeah, be on
Uh,
and have some integrity. But
yeah.
the politics suggest, and I told you the story before about um, the client I had that didn't want to know about vulnerabilities because he's like, I got plausible deniability if I don't have it. It's like, can you give me a break, man?
That can only go so far.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna get caught, but
Yeah. Or
especially when one of these vulnerabilities cuts loose, he's like, yeah, but I can say I didn't know about it, and it's like, well, then you're making me look like a schmuck. It's
well,
like,
that's true.
I do enough of that on my own. I don't need help.
Don't need any help with that. That's funny. I can relate. All right, moving on. Next one is from Dark Reading.
It's a cool
AI
site.
powered, yeah, AI powered voice cloning raises phishing risks. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so
Yep.
the NCC Group's report includes a clip of voice clone that researchers recorded in real time, though the company declined to push the technical details of their exploits to prevent attackers from making similar voice clones. That was probably a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
That said, it should be expected some threat actors have already developed these techniques themselves. Um, but yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before, but
Yeah.
it's a scary thought.
Very much so. Yeah, and especially with digital twins out there as well.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but it didn't sound like they needed much of someone's language. The limitation was the text to talk. That was the problem.
Yeah.
So, because they can't anticipate what the person on the other end of the line is going to say.
Yeah.
As soon as
It's
that's perfected,
yeah, it seems like that shouldn't be too far off though,
no,
right?
I think we're going back to handwritten letters and telegraph, and
That's all right though.
yeah,
That's
I'm
fine.
okay with it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, probably no one will be able to read what I write, but
yeah.
I, I don't need to write a lot
Typewriters
anyway.
and
It's fine.
all
Yeah.
sorts of Luddite stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we still have computers. We could just type it up and print it.
There you go. There's just
Does
no
that count?
interwebs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're getting really dystopian here. It's kind of fun
Yeah.
though. But anyway, do you have any more to say about this voice cloning?
I think it's going to be a big problem in the future. I think they're working through it right now, and they're pretty obvious. Like I actually got a call yesterday from some kind of AI voice or IVR voice, and I said hello, and there was this pause, and then it said Michael, and it had this like computer echo on it, and I was like, yeah, click,
Nah.
yeah,
No, thank you.
yeah. But when it comes
Ugh.
through on the work line, you got to be like, okay, well, I'm going to take the call. So I'm more worried about. I'm yeah, well, the few times that
Yeah.
you pick up my calls, um, I'm more worried about the people like Scattered Spider that
Hmm.
are using human voices and being very successful
Hmm.
with vishing. Um, so that's more dangerous because you got an intelligent human being on the other end of the line who is able to
Hmm.
react on the fly. And I think that's
Yeah.
still far more dangerous. I think the human animal is still the most dangerous animal out there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Like, you mean it's almost like a voice scrambler, but it just makes him sound like a specific person?
Yeah, well, it's either that or it just, this person they're talking to has never heard that voice. So it can be
Mm,
anybody, right? I mean,
got
if
it.
I'm a, $20 an hour or $30 an hour help desk guy, I've probably never spoken to the CFO in a large company or a CIO or any of those guys. I don't know who the guy
Got
is.
it.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's male or female unless,
So then it
except
doesn't
by the
matter.
name. Yeah. So as
Understood.
long as it's got a clean accent, you know, I mean, if your name is Jim Smith and you call somebody with a heavy, Middle Eastern or Indian accent, they're going to be like, yeah, I don't think so, Mr. Smith, kind of thing.
Probably.
But if, you're close enough, you never know.
Real exciting. That's really
Yeah.
great.
The world's a happy place.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's all I have for news for today.
Cool.
Uh, okay, moving on to cybersecurity program and audit prep.
Okay.
I have a list of 10 things. First on the list is purpose and scope. So, purpose would be to reduce likelihood and impact of cyber incidents, meet legal and contractual requirements. Scope would be all employees, contractors, laptops slash desktops, mobile devices, cloud apps like Microsoft 365, Google, or CRM, on-prem devices, and company data.
Okay.
Does that all sound right?
That sounds right. You have to define the scope. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta define the scope. Um,
Well, no, so I can tie that into a real quick story. I mean, we were
mhm.
doing a PCI audit on a very large company because some jackass sales guy said, "Oh yeah, we'll be 100% PCI compliant." I've
Yeah.
told you the
Yeah,
story
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Well, there's this one business unit. It's like, well, none of our stuff is PCI compliant. I'm like, well, what does it hold? Credit card data. And they're like, well, we want to exclude that from the audit. And we're like,
Sorry.
no. Like,
Too
the
bad.
IT guys are like, well, we don't have the money for it. It's like, it's not your problem to have the money for it. It's the business unit's problem. They need to fix it. We're laying this on them. Whole big pressure campaign. And it was real
Hmm.
quick because anyway, they finally caved and we had a bunch of new hardware, got everything up to date. But yeah, I mean, people try. I mean, and that goes back to that story about, hiding breaches. People will like just take stuff out of scope because they know it won't pass. Auditor doesn't know any different.
And they can just hide it?
Hmm.
What?
Yeah, and it just comes down to the honesty and integrity of the people you're dealing with.
Do you think more of these guidelines are going to be laws eventually,
I think eventually they're going to have to be.
right?
They're going to have to be. I mean, look, I've dealt with cybersecurity consultants. Some of them I've worked with in the past that were more than willing to tell the customer what they wanted to hear and giving them an easy button
hmm
instead of having the integrity to say, no, this is what you need to do. I realize it's going to be hard.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think that's how it should be. There should be just certain rules that if I understand that you probably have to have a certain reputation to be able to demand specific things, but just going
mhm,
into it, just being like, no, we're going to have XYZ or I'm just not going to touch it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
this is what you need to do. Well, but
hmm
can't we get away with this and this? No.
Maybe with someone else.
Yeah. Not with me.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number two, roles. So executive sponsor, CEO, they own the risk and our budget.
Right. That'd be the
Pro,
business unit. Yeah.
yeah. Program lead, VCISO or IT lead. They
Hmm.
run programs and reporting quarterly.
Yes. That could also be a project manager, a senior project manager.
Cool. Okay. IT or admin implements controls and handles tickets.
Hmm. Yep.
All staff follow policies, complete training, and report incidents.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And then an incident team, if you have one, a program lead plus the IT plus HR plus legal, PR, or whoever else, however
Yeah.
big your company
Communications
is.
team and yeah.
Yeah, as needed. Core policies. And I think I probably missed some, so
Okay.
jump in when I'm done here.
Will do.
Um, Acceptable use, password policy, device policy, email, phishing, data handling and classification, access control, vendor risk management, incident response, backup and recovery, change management, BYOD,
Well, you need information security policy for one.
information security.
That's the one policy to rule them all.
Oh, and I forgot it.
And then data classification and management policy,
All
logging and
right.
monitoring policy.
Oh, shoot. I did forget logging and
And
monitoring.
then you need your vendor management policy and third-party assessments. And you had disaster recovery and incident response, both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
Sorry, I
believe
wasn't
so.
taking notes, so.
Well, you should have been. I'm just kidding. I am. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
because I don't want to forget. So next time if it comes up. Okay, four. Minimum controls. What if
Okay.
you took the lead on this one?
Minimum controls for
And
data for
I,
people.
um, so in a program and audit prep, you were
Okay.
coming in and helping
Okay. So it would be
make this
password
really.
management. So you'd be want to make sure the password controls are in place. So they're at least, preferably 12 to 15 characters. A lot of people get away with 10. Some people still want to use 8. You want to make sure that's adhered to, that password changes are forced, MFAs in place. You want to make sure that the ACLs are set properly on classified data, highly classified, classified public data needs to be controlled properly. You want to make sure your backups are tested and retrievable and immutable. So,
Okay.
and I don't remember if I mentioned that as a policy, but yeah, the data backup and testing policy is a critical one as well.
Um, no, I didn't put that on there either. I don't, right? I didn't have any backup. Oh no, backup and recovery.
Oh, backup and recovery. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be tested. So those would be the primary controls, and then it would be your onboarding and offboarding policies to make sure that and then you would also want to do your entitlement review at least annually, preferably quarterly, if you have regulated data. An entitlement review is making sure people have the right access to what they're supposed to, and also making sure users that are not supposed to be there are no longer there.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
happens.
probably a good
It
idea. I know.
happens.
I know.
We've seen it.
Yep, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So fun.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Training and awareness. So onboarding 10 to 20-minute model on phishing, passwords, and reporting.
Glad to
Yeah,
hear
sure.
that.
Let's just go. Yeah, let's just go with that. Quarterly, short refresh and phishing simulation. Does that sound right to you though? Quarterly
Yeah.
phishing simulation. And then
Well,
okay.
there's two lines of thoughts, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's the do it quarterly or there's do little pieces every month.
Mm-hmm. I like the
whatever
more
it was.
random, like we've talked about before, keeping it
Yeah.
random so
Yeah.
people can't really prepare for it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it should be rolling, and it shouldn't be like the entire company every quarter. It should be a part of the
Oh,
company every random
just
quarter. And maybe
cycles
you hit
through.
somebody, well, but Norm, maybe you hit somebody twice in a row. Maybe you hit, so you're not predictable. So you don't know that in like April, July, October, I have,
Hmm.
phishing happening kind of thing. So,
Oh man, I
because I've told
probably.
you the story about that kid that worked for us that, he would do it on the third Thursday of every month. And I'd be like, how about we be a little less obvious, man? So,
Yeah, everyone knows it's coming.
yeah.
All right. Quick updates after changes or threats. Probably a good idea, maybe.
Yeah.
And so training though. What is your expert opinion on training?
I think it's critical.
Yeah. How often?
Oh, at minimum every quarter.
Okay.
There's too many people out there that just do it annually, and it's something
Hmm.
that's leave and forget. But you need to combine training with phishing simulations as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and there's free training out there, and we at RITC Cybersecurity will be posting our own training at our website.
It's really freaking great too.
It is. It is.
Okay, all right. Six, vendor and third party risk. So tier vendors, I kept finding stuff on this, like high, medium, low,
Right.
meaning they're like rating their vendors.
I think they rate them there's two ways of doing it. You can rate it by risk,
Hmm.
right? So the risk of the vendor, or you can rate it by the size of the vendor. So you can
Oh,
basically say like, and we do have clients and people we worked with that are like, well, AWS and Azure and those guys are tier one vendors. We don't have to do a third party assessment on them because we just pull their data from the website.
oh, okay.
Whereas on the other side, you've got, Bob CRM, and they're like, well, we don't know anything about Bob CRM. So,
Yeah. Okay, so then I saw an example of like, I guess, yeah, so if you, I don't even know, listed it as like that's, I guess my problem is I was having a hard time understanding the thought process behind rating it or where you kind of categorize the rate. Because if it's like, for example, a high,
mhm.
then you would have more guidelines that you'd want them to follow. Like you would want to
Right.
see their SOC 2 report or um, their certs or other things like that. Am I,
No, that's
does it
right.
make
Yeah.
sense?
So
Okay.
it all just all depends on what the risk, if you're assigning it by risk, or you've got some
Yeah.
people that just assign it by size and go, oh, they're a massive company. I'm sure they're fine. Well, someone who's done cybersecurity in massive companies, they ain't fine. So,
No, not always. No, sometimes they're a mess.
yeah. So,
Sometimes.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then incident response.
Yeah.
So there was like a hotline.
Hmm.
Is that something that it is common?
Usually
Like a,
it's well, I mean, you call the help desk or whatever. I mean,
okay. Because there's another thing I saw mentioned a lot was Slack. Like they had a specific,
yeah.
okay,
Slack's
group
just a
or
chat
space.
program.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Okay. And then you classify severity and contain, isolate, reset credentials and block indicators, eradicate slash recover clean symptoms, restore from backups, and then notify executive, legal, and customers.
Yeah.
You should. You
Yeah.
should not hide your breaches.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, so yeah, that's what I got for for that part of it. We can move on to some audit prep.
Sounds good.
I mean, that's kind of part of it though, right?
Yeah, it's a big part of it.
It's like, but I feel like that's more basics of just you want this done anyway, whether you're going to be doing an audit or not.
Yeah, I mean, cyber hygiene makes your audit a whole lot better when you're practicing those
Yeah.
things because the foundation is there, and then all you really have to bolt on, and that's why we preach. You only have to bolt on the audit requirements, and that's why we preach. Get a NISTA framework or a CIS framework or something
Hmm.
like that in place, because when you do that, you got 85% of your audit nailed. It's just the 15% of
Nice.
this audit specific stuff that you don't.
Yeah. Okay, so I
So,
have 5 steps for audit prep.
okay.
And we can go through those and you can tell me how
Okay.
off I am or if I'm
All right.
like just nailing it again. We'll see.
Mhm.
Number one, define scope and framework. So know what you're being audited against, like we just helped with SOC 2.
Mhm.
Uh, so clarify systems, processes, and data in scope early to avoid wasted effort.
Yep.
I know about that.
Yep.
2, organize policies and evidence. That's fun.
Oh yeah.
Centralize all policies, security access, data handling, incident response, etc., and supporting evidence. Um, all right. 3, perform internal gap assessment. That's fun
Yep.
too. Run
Hmm.
a mock audit or readiness check, identify missing or outdated documents, gaps in controls, and remediation priorities. Fix issues before the auditor asks questions. That's probably a
Yeah,
good
and
idea.
that's critical to do before every SOC 2 audit. Is you really need a SOC
Yeah.
2 readiness assessment, which we at RITC Cybersecurity will gladly do for you.
Yeah. Yes. We're really good at it and we'll do it with a
Hmm.
smile on our face.
Oh yeah.
4, train and prepare staff. Ensure all employees complete compliance/security training. Key stakeholders, IT, HR, finance, should be ready to answer auditor questions and provide evidence. Um, unless you have someone like you who kind of fills that role, which makes it really nice.
Yeah.
You kind of take care of the questions and you play the middleman. And with my little experience, it seems like that would be really scary from a company's perspective, especially if you're a smaller company and you haven't done it before
Yeah.
and you don't know. You have no
Yeah.
idea.
That's why
Ah,
we do it for our small company
yeah,
customers because they've never dealt with an auditor.
right.
I've dealt with hundreds of auditors, and
hmm
you
And
know,
not knowing the things you can push back on a little bit, or
mhm,
knowing that you can say no, we accept the risk on this because it doesn't really apply.
right?
That's just it. There's so many things that seem overwhelming that you just wouldn't know how
Yeah.
to handle if it was your
Oh,
first audit.
yeah. I mean, I've dealt with PCI auditors. So like, you have to spend this $25,000 on technology to be compliant. And it's like, no, we don't.
Mm-mm. No.
Uh-uh.
Oh no.
First of all, it's not your job to recommend anything. You can create a
That has
finding,
happened
and we can
before.
justify. Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh, that
Well, they think
sucks.
they're gods, and they also think they know things, but most auditors don't know anything. They're not technical people. Most auditors are, I mean, from your experience dealing with the auditors we've dealt with so far, do they seem overly technically competent?
I have limited experience.
Yeah. They're just not technical people. They are generally financial people or someone who's got basic audit courses or a basic, um, IT class or something like that. So I
Maybe
even,
we should have
huh?
one on as a guest.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I was kind of a joke, but maybe it would be. Maybe,
Welcome
you
to the
know,
Thunderdome, pal.
Thunderdome. But we could shed light on a different perspective, maybe. I
Sure,
don't
we
know.
could actually.
Ooh,
I know people to reach out to.
maybe. That could be
Yeah.
fun. All right, I've got one more though. Set governance
Okay.
and communication cadence. Create an audit tracker, spreadsheet or tool, which, it's easy enough, with requests, owners, and due dates. Meet weekly or bi-weekly to review progress and keep executives updated with a readiness dashboard or your
Yep.
spreadsheet or whatever you've got.
Yep. Because the last thing you want to do is surprise the C-level people that, oh, by the way, we failed the audit. Yeah.
Surprise!
Hey, I got something to tell you. Let's have drinks first.
Do you want to meet for happy hour?
Yeah.
Just got a few things I want to
Yeah.
go over with you real quick. Anyway, that's all I've got for the subject. I do have some questions though, if you want to.
Oh, questions, a lightning round.
Yes. Yeah, I'll
I
give you
wake
five
up in a
seconds
cold
this time.
sweat pre-podcast today thinking about these.
You wake up and your heart's just pounding.
Oh yeah, and I just wonder how am I going to get up to that 10-second threshold where I have a chance to actually honestly
Probably
answer
not.
something.
Probably never. That will probably
No.
never ever
Damn.
happen. Like it doesn't actually. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. So yeah, questions. Number one. Uh, what do you think should be the first step in audit prep?
Defining your scope.
Nice. Where should all evidence and policies be stored?
A lot of auditors will have their own tool. Otherwise, you create a central storage location, and ideally, you keep that going from audit to audit to audit, and keep
Yeah,
that same format in place.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
How do you
Oh, and it
know?
needs to be secured. So, because that's all highly confidential data,
No.
so it needs to be
What?
password protected, and yeah,
Yeah. No, that's probably a good
they
idea.
got the Mari seal of approval.
Yeah, yeah. How do you know if you're missing something?
You got to do a readiness assessment of some kind, either it's PCI or CMMC or SOC 2. You need to do some kind of readiness assessment, even ISO. So
Hmm. Hmm. All right. Who answers the auditor's requests?
typically it's the lead on the project. The model I find best is for you to use a third party, like, to do it for you. That's got experience in this,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so because they know the ins and outs, chances are you don't. I don't care what you've read about a specific type of audit, you don't know how to run one.
Yeah, and it
So
seems like they're changing a lot. Plus, you might have different practices from one auditor to the next.
yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So breadth of experience. If you've been through one audit, does not make you you need to have multiple.
Yeah, that makes sense. What is the easiest evidence to forget?
The easiest evidence to forget.
Is there?
I can't. I mean, if you have a thorough assessment, a readiness assessment, you're not going to forget anything. The biggest problem I always see is policies because people don't want to update them. They're out of date. You're having an audit for 2025 and the date on the policy is 2012. That's there's been some changes
Probably. I
since
mean,
2012.
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully there's been some changes
Yeah. So,
in that time frame. How do employees fit into audit prep?
well, depending on the type of audit, they're gonna have to participate. And it used to be in the SOC 2 where they would actually interview employees to find out the policies were actually there. But employees are still a part of it, where they have to have acknowledgments that they've read the policies and that sort of thing needs to be in place.
Okay.
So
But if they just provide the signed acknowledgement,
it's generally
that's enough
sufficient.
evidence. Okay.
Yeah.
How often should users' access be reviewed?
I would recommend quarterly if you have regulated data. If you don't have regulated data, then biannually is probably fine. A lot of people do it annually, but my
Okay.
preference is always quarterly.
All right. What's the best way to track requests and deadlines?
You can create some kind of workflow using a tool like SharePoint or Jira or something like that, and some kind of ticketing system is always a good idea.
What should executives see before the audit?
Well, they should see the readiness assessment so they can identify the gaps, so they can see what the scope is that they have to fix, so they can set realistic expectations for the executives above them for when this is going to be completed and cost, because there's going to be a budget on some of these if you've never passed one
Hmm.
that you're going to
Yeah.
have to pay for remediation. So,
Woo. Yeah. Oh, and that's hard to know too. If you've never
mhm,
done one, how are we going to
yeah,
know? Oh my
yeah.
gosh. All right, last one. What is the goal of audit prep?
Goal of audit prep is to be ready to pass the audit and make it so it's not a fire drill, so that you're ready to go. I mean, how many times? I mean, I've dealt with audits with people, and they're like, "I don't know how to get that evidence," and it's like, "We just did it last year." But yeah, well, I forgot. If you do it as part of op that word, oper,
Operationalization.
yep.
Yep,
Um,
that's one.
then your team's always up to date on it because they're doing it every quarter.
Got it.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. All right, well, that's all
Hmm.
I got. That's
That's
it. That's
it.
all. That's
That's
it.
all.
Hmm.
Wow.
I know.
We blew
We
through
made it in
that.
time.
Yep.
I
Well,
was
we're on
trying.
a time crunch today, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen. Um, so
made it.
we made it. All right. All right. Well, obviously, we are not heading to the bar because we have a ton of work to do today.
Yeah.
We have a
Yep.
very busy
Yep.
Friday.
Yeah. Lucky.
That being said, cybercrime's still bad.
I hope.
Love RITC Cybersecurity. Say goodbye to the good folks, Mari.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.